now joined by Parker Clark and Josh Carpenter, who both starred in a film that is airing on Thursday in downtown Tyler at the Liberty Hall Theater there in the area. It's called 3, and it's got plenty of East Texas talent in it. Both of you guys, thanks for coming on. We certainly appreciate you guys to talk about this. So this is airing at the theater tomorrow for the first time, correct, here in East Texas?
Yes.
You both worked in the film. Both talk about what it was like working on it, and explain the plot to me a little bit. It is kind of exciting. I read a little bit about it.
Well, I'll tell you what. The plot is about a teacher who teaches art to elementary school children, and who gets fired because of his classes that he teaches, because it's not helping core classes so they can pass their mandatory test. And he gets fired, goes to a bar, and meets a oracle, we call him, and this mystical person tells him that he has 3 days to live, or you will leave this world in 3 days. So you then follow Ty, our main character, for the next 3 days, and you see how that affects his life, and how he meets his woman, a female who he falls in love with. You want to expand on that some more?
Sure.
You did that.
Yeah, what do you think about the plot, Josh?
I think the plot's great. So it's basically this guy is told that he has 3 days left to live, and it's all about the trials and tribulations he goes through, realizing that, oh my gosh, what do I need to do with my life in these 3 days? He has a brother that's played by Caden Crawford here in Tyler, and they are estranged. And then of course he's like, oh, was something wrong with me physically? Do I need to go see my doctor? Which is me, Dr. Wren.
Right.
And then Anna Grace Barlow plays the love interest that he finds. So his life is, he's not living his life accurately, I guess. Like sometimes we just get stuck in our life and we're just like mundane. I feel like that's kind of like he was just stuck in his mundane life. So he meets this oracle that tells him, hey, you have 3 days left of this life to live. And he's like, okay, well, what have I been doing that day? And then it's also the death of his dad, I think, was also an important part of it. And he's an artist, and I think that plays a lot into the movie as well.
Is the actor who played the lead role that you talked about, is he from Tyler?
He is not. So his name is Caleb
Ruminer.
I never pronounced the last name right. Ruminer. Great actor, and he came in. He's California, right?
He's originally from Arkansas.
Arkansas.
A little town in Arkansas, yes. And Anna Grace Barlow played, she's from Mississippi, I believe.
Okay.
And she was in a movie called Jesus Revolution, which was very, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's a really good movie and very popular.
Yeah.
And we had some good talent, and we had Eric Roberts played our oracle, and we have Michael Paré, older actor like Eric Roberts, who was famous for Eddie and the Cruisers, which is an old movie that y'all weren't probably born yet when it came out.
Probably not. I never heard of it. Probably not.
No.
So, Josh, you said you played the doctor. Obviously, I saw that in the trailer. What was that like? And I'm guessing this isn't your first acting experience.
No, so I've been acting, since I was 5, basically.
Okay, wow.
So I started off in musical theater, and then I went into film and television. I've done a couple movies that actually were at the Tyler Film Festival here in Tyler.
Okay.
Expiration Date, Relentless, and what was the third? I'm not forgetting the last one. Blind Artist.
Blind Artist.
Yeah. And went to the Best of the Fest, which was awesome. Just because I'm a local guy, and when I came back for a brief minute, and I filmed those while I was here. Expiration Date I filmed out in LA. And then, Ward wrote this movie, and when he wrote the part of Dr. Wren, I was just like, oh, I've got to be a part of it, just because I love the premise. I thought the premise was beautiful. I think we all have that moment in life where we're like, are we living the life we should be living? And, if we're presented with an oracle saying, hey, you've only got a few days left to live, what are you going to do with your life?
You can kind of get in a certain routine in life, and maybe you got to be what's the word? Awoken a little bit.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
And it does. It wakens them up and stuff. And I think the mystical twist with the love story is really a really great thing.
Turns into a nice little love story, and it's kind of cool the way it works out.
And shot it in the most beautiful area.
New Mexico, right?
New Mexico.
Yeah, New Mexico, correct. Where was that in New Mexico?
La Cruces.
Las Cruces.
What makes it so beautiful? I saw the trailer, obviously it looks beautiful, but what kind of stand it out because you guys were there?
I don't think the mountains over there, or the Oregon mountains, are really pretty. Our cinematographer, Zach Boggs, took some fantastic shots of the area over there. It's very nice. I just think it's a really pretty area. It's desert, obviously, but it has the mountains and a lot of good scenery, and so it turned out to be a great place to shoot a movie.
When y'all got the that scene in the desert at the end,
Mhm.
where he's overcoming his think that scene, did y'all get that at sunset, or did y'all film stop before sunset happened?
No, it happened right towards sunset.
I see.
We
Yeah.
had originally been scheduled to go to Rio Dosa and film our two characters riding a zip line, but it caught on fire last summer.
Really?
Literally the day before we were supposed to go up there, and so we were scrambling like mad to find a substitute for that particular scene.
Yeah.
And Sandy came up and knew some people out there, and we wound up on top of that mountain you see in the trailer. So, yeah, we shot that at sunset.
Yeah, I just think the desert, because it's just so vast and open, it's just, it's just, I don't know, there's just something beautiful about it.
I agree.
It's different in East Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely the opposite of East Texas.
Maybe West Texas comparably, maybe not even comparably.
No, it's,
Yeah.
yes, it's like from Midland, it's just, it's desert.
Parker, you also had a small role in the film. Explain that.
Yes, I play Coach Mac, and I am always teasing the main character because he teaches art. So I'm always calling him Picasso. And so I'm his
Yeah.
tormentor, and he doesn't particularly care for me a whole lot, but has some funny interactions there. And I've never been in a movie before.
You know, I was going to ask, that was my next question. So what was it like?
I loved it. If there's one thing I must say, I have the bug. I would love to do another movie. Be in it also. We plan on making another one, but maybe I can find a role I can stick myself in there.
Have you produced other movies though? Was this your first time producing as well?
This is the first time producing. We are in the process of, we have another movie we're trying to get produced called Cowboy Billy. And that is a true story about a lady who 70s and 80s, or maybe 80s and 90s, robbed banks in Dallas. And she would dress up like a man. She'd put a cowboy hat on, sunglasses, a beard,
Yeah.
full garb, go rob a bank. And she got away with it for a while. She robbed 8 or so banks. She decided and got greedy and robbed 2 in one day.
Yeah.
Forgot to switch her license plates and got caught finally. They put her in jail. She gets out of jail and lives here in rural East Texas on a lake selling fishing bait. And one day she gets in her little RV, drives to Tyler, Texas, goes out here on Broadway, robs a bank, and they put a dye pack in her bag. And so as she's walking back to get in her little RV to drive off, somebody sees that, call a cop, and they follow her out south. She turns in a subdivision out there before where the loop goes around, and stays in the RV, and they tell her to come out, and so she opens the door up, and it's a woman. And they're expecting a man.
Yeah.
And they're going, what the heck? So anyway, she points a plastic gun at them, and they kill her. So
This is a movie you guys are working on?
yeah, we got
Producing?
this script, and we made a short film. I was saying, if you go to our website, tilronfilm.com,
Yeah.
it's on there. You can see it. And we made a short film of that about a couple of years ago, and so
What about a full-length movie?
that's ready to go. We got the script. We're just as soon as we get this 3 in the can, so to speak. We're going to start moving right into producing that one next.
That's certainly a movie I'd go see. That sounds very interesting. I'm sure a lot of East Texans would definitely go see that movie,
Yeah.
especially it being shot locally here in Tyler. Josh, I wanted to ask you as well. You worked on movie sets or filming sets before. Where are you from in East Texas, by the way?
So I'm actually from White House, Tyler area.
White House, okay.
Yeah.
What is, for somebody who doesn't know or never have been on a movie set or anything along those lines, what's that like, again, for somebody who's never seen that and has always wondered,
So
what's
always,
it like?
always be ready to go with the punches, because things can change at the drop of a dime. Sometimes you can get to the set and you can get a new page of sides, and you know, sides are your lines. As he said, you know, situations can happen, a fire, and you have to change things. So you always got to be ready to just go on the thing, and always be ready to sit around. There's a lot of sitting around that people don't realize. While the grips and everybody are doing all the hard work behind the scenes, you know, doing the lifting of the lights and the setting up and the sound and all that, you're waiting around in your trailer or green room until you're seen and stuff.
I have heard that, by the way. I think I have some interviews I've seen in the past. They have talked about
Yeah.
that before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, get used to crossword puzzles, books, your switch.
Or making sure you're
making sure you have your lines down.
Right. That's what I was going to say. But no, certainly it's an exciting thing going on for you guys right now. How many East Texans were total, if you guys know, were involved in this production?
We have Michael Ward, Josh, Caden, myself, Kevin Crank is from Tyler. So I'd say there's six.
Yeah, about six.
That's six of us. Yeah.
Michael Ward, I believe. Now, he's a professor from UT Tyler, right?
Correct.
I believe
Yes.
so. Because he's the one who got me in contact with you guys. So I was going to talk with him too. I guess he couldn't come on because he has another schedule. But he wrote the screenplay for the film. Talk about the screenplay and also his other involvements in the movie.
Sure, I'll let.
Whoever wants to.
Well, yes, he wrote the screenplay. Like I say, we did 2 short films, and he had written a screenplay for the short, and so that's when we formed our little production company and said, hey, let's make the full-length movie, which
Yeah.
he wrote that out, and it turned out really good. He actually was on set the entire 11 days we were shooting.
Really?
So he was actually worked really hand in hand with a lot of the actors, and he worked with Anna Grace and Caleb a lot. So he was very instrumental in getting everything just right, and he got them to be how he envisioned it in his head. So it turned out great. I loved it.
So the short film did really good at film festivals, and I was living in New Orleans at the time, and I saw that they had done good at a film festival. So I reached out to Ward, who's been a friend of mine for many, many years, and I said, hey, if this ever becomes a movie or whatever, you gotta let me know. And so, you know, flash forward a couple months later, maybe a year later,
Right.
and he's like, hey, so I wrote a part, I want you to read it, tell me what you think. And then that's how I got involved with it, so which was really awesome. And I was grateful because it's a beautiful film, and he wrote a really fun character. So
How long was production?
We did it. We shot the whole thing in 11 days, and yeah, it was quick.
it was a quick
It
set.
was quick.
Was there a reason for that, or it just worked out that way? Because that's probably a good thing for the whole production crew.
It just, I think it just worked out that way. We didn't have that many scene location changes, but no, it just worked out that way. It turned out well, and kept a tight schedule. And
When you're doing independent filming, also the smaller the cast, the quicker things can go faster.
makes sense.
So like I did a Lifetime movie, and Lifetime movies are usually shot within like 2 weeks. You have like 2 weeks of those movies, and then they pop out because they're just very fastly shot.
Right.
And you're not changing tons of scene locations, so you don't have to like get in the grip trucks and move and all that stuff. So I think that helped out a lot. Because y'all shot at the doctor location, the house,
Right. We
the
had,
desert, a couple scenes outside,
and then a restaurant,
and then the
and the
school.
bar. Yeah.
In the bar, yeah. So like small set.
So talk about the screenplay tomorrow. You said you haven't seen the movie yet, Josh. You're excited to see that. What can people, whoever wants to speak on this, what can people expect just when watching it? I know, Josh, you said you haven't seen it, but you were in the movie literally. So just talk about what you think people can take away from the movie?
So I want to first say Caleb and Anna Grace Barlow are incredible actors. I just loved watching them work together, and they have incredible
Great
chemistry.
absolutely.
Incredible chemistry. Just very natural. So I think that, and I think it's going to relate to a lot of people just because we're all going to think, I'm hoping that people will leave the movie thinking like, am I living my life to the fullest? You know, because I think that some of us get so stuck that we realize that, you know, we're not following dreams. We're not following things that make us happy and things like that. We're just going through the mundane things of life. Like me, I love acting, so I'll find whatever I can to act. Like, you know, I do plays or things like that, find movies, shooting short films soon. I hope that will lift people, and I think that when Michael wrote it, that's what I think he was going for, is like, you know, trying to teach people that you have to live life to the fullest and, you know, reassess what you're doing and follow your dreams. And I'm hoping that that's what people leave the movie with. And it's a fun thing, and I hope they get some laughs and some touching moments. There are some touching moments in the film as well. I think it goes through all the genres, actually.
Yeah, you got death, and you got a brother who's was on drugs and is now off of drugs, and then you have
As a kid.
yeah, and so it's a lot of different things that a lot of people face every day in life, and it's amplified in the movie, and I think you'll come away feeling real good about it.
And I mean, look at those two. How could you not want to go see those two?
True.
It's a good movie poster. When it comes with the feedback on this movie, it's won awards. I believe it's won an award, or it's won awards. I believe at a New York festival, New York City Music Film Festival.
Yeah, we won, and we did the shorts film about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and we entered them in the all over the country, and we won the award in the Lake Placid Film Festival, and that was fun to go up there to that. And actually, we got selected as a finalist for the Las Cruces International Film Festival, which is April the 12th. So we're flying our actors in, and we're gonna have our premiere out there on the 12th of April in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and hopefully after that we can get this thing distributed and get out to the world where everybody can watch it.
So that is what's next after this screening tomorrow in Tyler, correct?
Right.
Basically.
We've been working on distribution and trying to get it on streaming platforms, and there's all kinds of options out there. We just haven't closed the deal yet, so to speak.
I'm sure. I want to get to the big picture here. Only a couple more questions, guys. So on the bigger picture here in the state of Texas when it comes to making movies. So there's been some, including Dennis Quaid, who won Texas to become the film capital of the United States. I don't know if you guys read about that. I'm sure Matthew McConaughey has probably said that too. Obviously, he's one of the biggest supporters of the state of Texas.
Yeah.
So the Texas Senate also proposing nearly $500 million to revamp the Texas film incentive and make Texas the movie capital of the world. Do you think that's possible in the decades ahead? And if that proposal comes to light, what can we see here in Texas in the next 10 to 20 years? Whoever wants to answer that. I just want to get to the bigger picture right now.
Well, all I can say is Texas could be a huge place to film anything, because you have such a diverse geography in Texas. You got the desert in the west, you got deep East Texas, you got the hill country, and so you got Taylor Sheridan is filming all his stuff right now in Fort Worth, Landman and all this being filmed. So Texas is positioned and great to take off in the film industry, because New Mexico is blown up. I mean, Netflix has built a studio out in Albuquerque, and Georgia's blown up.
I heard about Georgia.
Walking Dead and all that stuff. So yes, Texas, if they'll offer the right incentives, I think it'd be a fantastic place to shoot movies.
I think because Texas is one of the biggest states, there are so many opportunities. And like you mentioned, Dennis Quaid and Matthew McConaughey, Glenn Powell has now moved back to Texas,
That's right.
and Sandra Bullock. And I think if if I think they do need to get better incentives, because right now Atlanta and Louisiana incentives are whooping them in that. So until they do that, Texas will still stay. I mean, we did have great incentives a while back. My sister used to be a producer.
I read that in an article.
Yeah.
They were explaining a little
But
bit
they
more.
took them
They
away,
took
which
them
I
down
don't
for some
understand.
reason. They did that.
But yeah, like right now though, I mean, Atlanta is becoming the Hollywood hotspot. So I hope that they do bring that in, because I do think there's a vast opportunity. We need some bigger movie studios here in Texas. I think we need that definitely, because I know GZ just opened up, or Easy or something, studio in Shreveport, which is right over the border.
Right.
But that is going to bring incentives. And then Michael Jordan, I think, just opened up a studio that he's going to be doing in East New Orleans. So these studios are popping up, and then they're going to start competition. So Louisiana's going to try to take that hot spot, because it used to be called the Hollywood of the South. So they're going to try to take all that. But Texas is so much bigger, so I think there's more opportunity in Texas, definitely.
Do you think Texas is on the right path? You talked a little bit about it. They were maybe on the right path before years ago, but it looks like they're starting those talks up again.
Yeah.
In Austin. Do you think, again, they will get to the right thing, and we could see Texas potentially becoming a good state when it comes with filmmaking, just like we're now seeing with Atlanta, just in Georgia and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think if they just keep the talks coming and do the right things, then yeah, I definitely think there's opportunity for Texas to become a hotspot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You talked a little bit about it. One of my final questions with that other movie you're working on, that would be based, I believe, here in the city of Tyler. Is that what you guys are so focused on? Maybe, I know you said you had some other projects coming up as well, a short film, but is that what's next for you, Parker? And is that what's next for a couple other people maybe involved with that movie? Because that's an exciting plot you explained earlier in the interview.
Well, yes, that is our next project. Peter Ney is our director, and he lives in Austin, and we had the script reworked, and it's ready to go. So yes, we'd like to shoot part of that in New Orleans and part of it over here in East Texas.
No plans yet on when shooting could happen? I know you guys are focused on right now with this movie 3.
I hope we can do it before the end of the year. Maybe in the fall would be nice, instead of shooting it out
In the summer.
in Mexico in the summer was rather brutal.
Right.
But I'm a landman by day. I just do this on my side gig, which I would rather do more of this than the oil and gas work. It's a lot more fun.
With that movie, are you guys going to be, I don't know what's going to happen in the months ahead with production, but are you guys going to be looking with, for any people to volunteer as stand-ins for a scene, or, kind of how that works?
Oh,
Is that
absolutely.
possible?
Oh yes, and if we film it over here, we'll look for all the help we can get from anybody who wants to be an extra to put you in the movie. I got all my buddies are going to put me in the next movie. And all right, I'll try to find a spot for you in there somewhere.
Is there anything else you guys want to add about this movie and tomorrow's screening on what people can expect if they come out?
All I can say is come out. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a fun movie. Josh was fantastic in it. I had fun doing it, and I think everybody will come away feeling real good about it. And it's a feel-good movie, and I want everybody to watch it so we can get some buzz going about it. And you guys go ahead.
Yeah, I want. Honestly, I think you guys will not be disappointed if you come out to Liberty. It's free.
Yeah, it's free.
And what's great than a free date night? And I really think that you'll come out of the movie talking about it. I really do. I think it's one of those movies that you're going to be like, oh, like you just talk about it. And I think it's going to be a great movie. And it, like I said, it was written by Michael Ward, who is a Tylerite. So, and you guys did such a great job producing it. So I'm super excited. And and come laugh at me.
All right, well, certainly we're all excited to go see it. Josh, thank you. Parker, thank you. Both,
Thank you
of course,
for having us.
absolutely. Both worked in the movie. You can go see 3 screenplay tomorrow, like they talked about, in downtown Tyler at Liberty Hall. That's at 7 o'clock, I believe, correct?
Doors open at 6:30.
6:30.
And
Okay.
we'll start at around 7. Yep.
All right, guys, thank you so much. I certainly
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.